When you go to bed, I want the house to look spotless. Why? Because if someone comes in the middle of the night and murders us, the police are going to have to come in. The EMTs are going to have to come in. I don't want them making fun of the way my house looks.
What's up, baby? Welcome back to another episode of Rated G with Gary G. Garcia and Brian Licata. I am your host, Gary G. Garcia, along with my partner in misinformation, Brian Licata. Brian, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Good morning. How we doing? Happy Sunday, people.
Today, we got a special guest with us today, man. One of my boys from the radio, the Jo Jo and Scotty morning show over on, what is it? What's the station again? 107?
Thanks. You really care. 100.7 WXZL.
I was right. I was right because you really care. I was right.
He messes up the name of this podcast frequently on the intro. So it's
before we get started, let's see if I pull this off right. Let's see if I get this right, man. Today's episode is sponsored by XXX Playground. XXX Playground is the best adult sex game ever made. It is the communication tool which created with the intentions of perfecting a medium where adults can bask in uninhibited sexual communication, all the while bridging the gap and eliminating awkwardness, criticism, and judgment. As a result, building a stronger, healthier bond filled with love and trust. Because like I always say, if there is no trust, there can't be no love. And get rid of all that awkwardness, man. You want your lady to play with your little bunghole? Roll the dice. She'll start rubbing the little bunghole. And then there you go. You get what you want and you can blame it on the game.
It's beautiful.
Our first sponsor, XXX.
I love it.
And shout out to the second sponsor, What's Good CBD. If you're looking for CBD, CBG, Delta 8 products, check out what'sgoodcbd.com and the associated YouTube. And It Was Good, spreading good news throughout the world because we all need a little more good news in the world.
More good news.
That's And It Was Good. Shout out to the last episode, John Witt, who was from And It Was Good.
Big up to John. Little shout out to John. Pew, 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 pew. Yo, do you got that recording I sent you? Are we going to be able to check out the recording I sent you? Because I want to talk about that.
Are you talking to me, G? What recording?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Did you text it to me or what?
Yes, I did. It's the hate mail.
Oh, yes. We can certainly play.
All right, so today we got Scotty. Scotty is the second half of the Jo Jo and Scotty show, or the first half, but your name comes second, so I'm not going to tell you. But the gist is important. No one is better. I don't like anyone more. Scotty, I appreciate you being on the show today, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate
I know that your schedule is crazy. You were out today. What were you doing today?
Yeah. I have the most non-cool gigs ever. I was emceeing the Atlantic City half marathon.
Oh, I mean that's not bad. I mean, I'm sure the weather sucked.
Dude, it's cold. It's rainy. I have about 1,000 people run it. Their names just come up on a computer, and I have to congratulate each one as they cross the finish line.
Fantastic. Did you make? I would have made fun with that shit, man.
You can have a good time with it. Problem is, man, look, these people are out there doing it. It's cold. It's rainy. I got like women who are 80 who are crossing the finish line. So, want to make sure that they're all right.
Yeah, that's what I would have been like. I would have been like, passing the finish line is Abigail, 92 years old. We're all just happy she made it.
Well, can I curse on this or not? I don't.
Yeah, you can say whatever. Right. I'm lighting up a blunt right now.
So, to each his own. I have my Hennessy bowl right behind me up on my.
I love Hennessy. Hennessy.
It's a Hennessy bottle they turned into a little water bottle.
Yeah, I also see the big Rolling Stone crotch.
So here. Okay. So real quick. The marathon, the crazy part is the first 15 people come in. They're from West Africa. They wear no shoes, and I can't pronounce their names. And these are guys who are going to go to the Olympics. I mean, these are guys who are trained, and it's crazy. Imagine
you're fucking up their names.
Imagine Atlantic City with no shoes on. It's 40 degrees. It's raining, and they have no shoes
on. We're really not wearing shoes. You're not exaggerating. They didn't have shoes on.
No, we've had many. This year we didn't, but we've had many guys no
shoes.
A
full marathon too.
Full marathon, no shoes. Woo. This year, the guy who won, he crossed the finish line. He's 4 feet from me, and he just starts puking everywhere.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Gross.
So here's the thing.
Why do people do that shit? Why do you do
That's what
that
it
shit
is.
to yourselves, man?
Yeah, I'll tell you though, they're good-looking people. You got hot chicks that they come across that. I mean, the girls who take a little bit longer aren't as hot, but you know, the girls who get a good time are pretty hot.
The hotness goes by the time. The quicker they come in,
when you start hitting an hour 30, you start to get a little. Your BMI goes up, you know. But yeah. So there's a bit of an echo where I am. It's because I have a studio and an office at the house, but we have this World War II veteran who's living with us, and he's in my office, and so now I'm out in my garage. This is where I'm at right now.
You couldn't have kicked him out for the show?
We gotta touch that for a second. You got a World War II veteran. Is it family, or you just picked up a World War II veteran?
Dude, it's a crazy story. So my wife's grandmother has a family, right? She dated this guy in high school. Mm-hmm. Then they break up. He goes off, does his thing. She goes off, does her thing. We're talking like 40s. They come back in their 50s and get back together. So they never got married. She got divorced. They get back together in their 50s. And they were together until she died a couple months ago for like 40-some years.
Yeah.
So he's like family to us. He had nowhere to go because he's 94. So we brought him into our house.
My heart just beat it a little bit just now, dude. That is such a cool thing. Hey, come here. Hold on one second, man. My dog is eating shit.
Brian, it's nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, you too, man. You too. Yeah, Gary's dog sometimes.
I got it.
What's up with Everdeen, man? Come on.
Everdeen's bad, man. She don't give a shit. Yo, but that's fucking awesome that you would take him in like that, man. Big up to you, man. Big shout out to Scotty, man.
I'll tell you. He's cool, man. He's 94. He told me the other day, he goes, because he can't hear. He's hard of hearing, so he yells. And he's like, did you ever hear of crabs? And I go, yeah, Ed. Yeah. And he goes, I got him in boot camp. And boot camp was 1943.
What did you do for crabs in 1943?
Who knows?
Probably a comb.
Yeah. You burn them off. You burn them off with a lighter. Who knows?
Oof. Crabs must suck.
Yeah. Well, here's the best. So when he came here to live with us about a month ago, he started pissing all the time. He would go to the bathroom like 8 times a day. And he was like, I don't know why. I'm peeing. But then I'm like, all right, once again, I don't know how to deal with this shit. I don't deal with old people. And so he's like, but it's clear. And I go, well, that's good.
That means you're hydrated.
So he had never really drank water. And we had bottles of water, and he was drinking it like there was no tomorrow. So he just started pissing a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. I mean, guess what? You might as well get healthy at.
He's 94 years old, man.
In World War II, they didn't give a shit about hydration. They were hoping they didn't get killed by the Japanese.
Exactly.
Yeah, like this dude legit killed people. Like he doesn't talk about it.
Nah, they never do.
He's like I lived it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. That's how my step-pops was, man. My step-pops, the only person he would talk to would be me. He did time in Vietnam. He did a couple tours in Vietnam. And he would only talk to me. Like my mom's, he wasn't able to talk to. He said he had no one he could talk to. That's the hardest thing. You come back with all these things. And what people don't realize is when they leave, these people are like, butchers and they have regular jobs. They're not out there. They're not combat veterans.
Well, I guess,
especially back then, all those guys probably got drafted.
Well, that's the kicker. Is my dad, he went to Nam, and he used to talk about it like it was the greatest vacation ever. He was like, it was the last time I got away from your mother.
I guess Nam was different for married men.
That's what. Well, my dad had a cake gig because he was an engineer, so he would blow up Vietnamese bridges and then build American bridges, and that's all they did all day long. They blow up a bridge, build a bridge, blow up a bridge. And he loved it. He's like, dude, we had barbecues and beer.
Couldn't they have just changed the name of the bridge like they do in New York City?
Well, they didn't,
they just put like a flag on it and be like, this is an American bridge.
Exactly. Now. They're like, we don't know if it's booby trapped, so we're going to blow it up and then we're going to build a new bridge. So,
that's the trick there. You have to worry about those booby trap motherfuckers.
He had a cake gig. Is that a Sade picture behind you?
Yes, it is, man. Sade. You
want
to hear something fucked up is, I wasn't into Sade till once I got into the band. And then I met a chick that was very into Sade. So she turned me on to her. And then I loved her. I was like, yo, Sade is one of the greatest female artists I've ever heard.
Yeah, man.
And then I told my man, yo, I would love to meet Sade. And he's like, you met Sade? And I'm like, I met Sade. And he's like, yeah, you don't remember when we was at Epic that time, that short chick that we said hello to, we were talking to? I said, yeah. He goes, that was Sade. I go, motherfucker, because I didn't even know the band back then. So I thought I was just meeting somebody. I didn't even realize I was meeting somebody I really wanted to meet.
I'm trying to remember her song, Smooth Operator, is used in Police Academy when they go to the gay bar. And I forget the name of the gay bar, but it's a great name. It's like the Bearded Clam or something like that. It's a great name. Yeah,
what was the name? What was the name of that shit? The Blue
something.
Yeah, it was the Blue something.
Like the
that
Blue
was such a great scene, and they kept walking back into the place.
But Sade was, one of her songs was my first marriage's wedding song.
Blue Oyster Bar.
Blue Oyster Bar. That's
Blue Oyster Bar.
What song? Guess it's maybe Ordinary Love.
Oh, great song.
Maybe something. That's how much I cared. I don't remember this.
Mine was Endless Love.
It was Endless Love. Maybe that was it.
Yeah, right. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, why was Endless Love? We put these songs on. There should be a song that says, I hope we make it.
Dude, you know what the
that would be a great marriage song. I hope we make it. Because I like you right now, and I hope we always like each other.
Gary, you met my wife, my wife now.
Oh, yeah. You better be good to her, dude, because you married out of your league.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Out of the park. Way out of my league. She's
you and JoJo.
Her and my
y'all are mad cool. They're so cool. I was convinced y'all were doing key parties. That's how cool you guys are. I said that to them. I said, I feel like y'all be going to key parties.
Joe and I are perfect examples of it's good to have a sense of humor. Because you can be chubby and still pick up a hot check.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, but the kicker is,
I tell that to Buddha all the time.
Dude, my wife and my ex-wife are like best friends. So that's not awkward for me at all.
All right. Well, I mean, I still get along with my ex-wife.
I do too. And
you got
kids, you know, we got kids and stuff, so you have to.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, I get along because it's just better to get along, man. I mean, my ex-wife is family. We were together 25 years.
But like, my wife will text my ex-wife way more than I text my ex-wife.
Oh yeah, no, there's none of that.
Yeah,
there's none of that. I keep her away, man.
Yeah, no, that's
yours is probably not evil. You know what I'm saying? Mine wasn't evil. I always say evil, but that's because there's no other word like evil to explain it. You know, just this short of evil, pure evil.
It's tough though, but I'm sure you see when time passes, you don't get as like I was an angry dude. I hated my ex-wife. I hated my in-laws. But you get as time passes, it gets a little, you know. I loosen up a little.
You got the distance.
Yeah, once you get over being, when you come out of a marriage, you're institutionalized. You know, once you get over the institutionalized, you know, the institutionalization, that's a word.
That's a word for sure. That's a word.
Once you get over that, you know, the grass is pretty green on that side of being alone and being right sometimes.
It was tough, dude. Like I said, I was an angry dude.
Oh, dude, I used to call my ex-wife. I was out of the house already for 3 months. And because I was so institutionalized, I would still call her to let her know I was going home. Like, I'd be getting ready to go home, be like, yeah, I just want to let you know I'm headed home. She said, you don't live here no more, motherfucker. Why you keep calling me? I'm like, because this is all I do for 25 years. Fuck you. You know?
I'll tell you, man. One of the things that I was like, we're not going to get over this. I called my mother-in-law a cunt to her face. That's a tough one to bounce back from.
See, if you were in England or Scotland, they wouldn't even have a problem with that. Ireland, you wouldn't have a problem with that. You know, cunt. You fucking cunt.
Mine was filled with hate. It had some real gumption to it.
I don't think people even understand how angry a man I used to be. People do not understand.
Younger guys, I think, are there's an anger thing. And then I feel now, especially being over 40, you do ease up a little bit. Maybe it's having kids and realizing life. But yeah, dude, I was angry. My early 20s, I was angry.
Oh, dude, we were talking about it when I had my son on my show. All the memories my kids have is me like getting into beef or beating somebody up. That's all the memories they got. Every time they go, we were talking about you last night, Dad. I'm like, What were you talking about? They're not talking about how, Christmas and all the good shit. They're talking about how I beat up a cab driver or I beat up this dude. And it's like, I guess to them it seems that way. I don't know. I feel like they all deserved it.
Look,
but I was very angry.
Memorable experiences.
Yeah, no, I was very angry. I had thoughts of killing my ex-wife and shit like that while I was still
everybody
there.
Does, man.
That's why I left.
I think everybody, you don't act on it, but I think everyone, if you have gone through a divorce, I don't care how easy it was, you have had thoughts of killing that person.
Yes. And mine was easy. Well, actually, mine was, I had the thoughts of killing her before I went through the divorce. My thoughts of killing her, which made me say, I got to get the fuck out of here and get the divorce because I don't want to hurt nobody.
Right.
Yeah. I could do all right in my life. Right now, I feel like shit, but I do know I have the skills and capability for this not to be the ending of my life. And if I kill her, I'm going to be in prison. So, because nobody really understands. You know what I'm saying? Nobody understands. You kill your wife. Nobody understands. Nobody sits there and looks at the shit they put you through to get you.
I feel like the first time you ever did cocaine, your eyes open up and you realize other people, especially if you're doing it like a bar or a club, you do cocaine.
Cocaine was with my bully. Cocaine was me and my bully together.
It was like an awakening. Like all of a sudden I go, that person's doing it. That person's doing it. And you start to see, like you get a spider sense of who else is doing cocaine. I feel like when you get divorced, you're in a club and you go, all
you're
right,
looking around the room.
That guy.
You're looking around the room and you see all your boys going like this, talking.
Yep.
And then the other one's, like he's doing it. He's doing it. One dude's over there like this. Like he's doing it.
And dude, and one day you're just at the bar and you're like, that guy's going through a divorce. That guy's going through a divorce. That guy's paying a lot of money in alimony. You can just see it. You have a spidey sense about it.
I give my ex-wife credit. She never asked for alimony, just child support.
Yeah, I didn't. I had to do child support. We weren't married long enough for alimony. Thank Christ.
She didn't ask for it. She didn't ask for it.
But I'll tell you, man, still to cut that check every month, and I still do. It hurts.
How old is what for alimony?
So no, child support.
How many kids you got?
So with her, 2.
Okay,
boy
and girl, 2 boys.
A boy and a girl. So my son's 19. And he's in college, so he's off. He's an adult. And then my daughter, I got one more year of child support.
How long do you have to pay for? 18.
Till they're 18.
Not New York, baby. I paid till my son was 21.
Really?
And when they told me that, when I went to court and they told me I got to pay to 21, I said I thought I was paying child support. That's grown ass man support. Yeah. It's grown ass man support, yo. 21 years old, I still gotta fucking give you money.
That's crazy. Dude, I went to court.
No, what's crazy is I don't have child support no more, but now he lives with me, so he's still costing me.
That's like my son. I don't have to pay child support, but he's going to college. So, it's, one or the other. But I asked the judge, I got laughed out of court. We're going through the whole thing. And I said, I got no problem paying whatever child support you want me to pay, fine. But I want an itemized list every month of what you're buying with the money. Right?
Very smart.
And the judge looked at me and he goes, yeah, that's never going to happen. You just give your money over and they can do whatever they want with it.
Now that's foul.
The court doesn't want to keep control of that shit. Are you kidding? They're not going to pay for somebody to review that shit.
But they don't have to. In fact, what they should have said was he has to pay for the guy to double check the shit. Or they have to split it.
You just want to know, like
they should both. In reality, if we're talking equality, then they should both have to pay for whatever person has to come and receive that and send out the bill. It should be split.
Dude,
we're not talking equality here, bro.
You know
what?
How about this? Just order her to give him. She writes it up. Now she could lie all she wants, but at least she's going having to be stressed. She has to be stressed to come up with ideas. Like when I was on unemployment, and I was telling my boys, if someone calls you, you're the manager.
We've all done that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean, she could have did that. She could have said, "Oh, I had to buy him this and this and this and this." She could be lying, but at least now she has to spend a little time stressed to go through. I mean, you're giving up, dude. I was paying like $1,000 a month.
Yeah, that's absurd, man.
My son didn't cost me $1,000 a month when I lived with him. That was my first argument. Dude. Like I lived with him for mad years. I know what he cost, and it ain't no $1,000 a month.
What they don't talk about is when you're a guy, and I feel like I'm bummed out the room, but you're a guy.
Nah, man.
You got to pay out that cash, right? So you're paying $1,000 a month. But then you gotta make sure they have clothes at your house. You gotta make sure there's food at your house. You gotta make sure you have all the stuff that the kids need when they're at your house. So you're actually paying probably $2,000 a month when it's all said.
The only silver lining to that was when I left, my son hated me for a couple of years, so he didn't come by. I didn't have to get no clothes in my house.
Yeah, that's a tough one too, man. That stuff. My kids were little, so it wasn't bad. But
it's strange, man. People always say I'm staying together for the kids. I say don't do it because you can leave when they're older. It makes it worse, even though they understand it more.
For years,
it makes it worse.
I said that. I said, you know what? I'll stick around until they're all 18, and then me and you will split up.
It must have been a shock to my son because we were mad close. And then when he needed me the most, 16 years old, now I'm not there. So I understand. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that I don't understand.
Yeah. You know what I do find funny, though? Are people that get upset when their parents divorce and they're like 35. And you're like
like they don't understand.
Why do you care? Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Like they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like they haven't been in enough relationships to know what the fuck went on. Be happy we raised y'all, man. Can't we get a break? Can't we just break up from each other?
I remember telling my mom that. My mom asked me, right? I was like in maybe college age. And she's like, would you get mad if me and your dad got divorced? And I go, why would I care? I'm 20. Like, I've lived you're good. You did everything you need from me.
You're 20 years old. You should have said, does that mean I get 2 Christmases?
Mom. Like, Mom, if you want new cock, go get new cock.
Go get it.
You know?
Go get it. That's the problem. My mother's so straight edge, man. I don't even know. I would be surprised to hear that she was even having sex after fucking my brother. I mean, after me.
After fucking your brother?
I mean, after having me, I would be surprised that she even had sex after that.
Really?
She's just so, she's so tight on everything, man. I'd be surprised.
Well, dude, my mom is almost 80. And where she lives, it's a lot of older people. There's women in their 80s, man. They go to bars looking for cock. Dude, they're in their 80s.
Last night, Buddha said, all you 90-year-old ladies wearing perfume. Why the fuck are you wearing perfume? He said, who are you trying to pick up? It doesn't even smell good anymore. He said, it's because you're so old, it smells like bone marrow.
That's foul, bro.
It's true. Imagine being in your 80s and you're out
horrible.
there. Because here's the thing. So if you're an 80-year-old woman.
But why not?
But here's the thing. If you're an 80-year-old woman, what are you trolling for? A 90-year-old guy?
40-year-old men. 40 and up.
Dude, all right. At 40, you'd bang an 80-year-old?
What she look like and how much money?
I'll tell you what, though. These women now, like I'm seeing, like
if she looks all right, man. If she looks all right and she gonna make me some good meals.
He's got plenty of Werther's Originals.
An unlimited supply of fucking toffee
candies.
And candies.
Dude, imagine you bang how much hard candy there is after you're done. You got that bowl coffee table.
She gives you a lollipop.
You guys are sick.
I don't know, man. But look at Sharon Stone. She's 65. I mean, so these women look great. Dude, J-Lo's like 55. She still looks fantastic.
Man, dude, I'm 51. Go fuck yourself. I don't think I'm gonna look much different.
Yeah, but see, I tell you this all the time. You say you're 51, but you could be anywhere from 18 to 40. And I would be like, dude,
it's all about the spirit, man. We don't get older, man. The body ages because the body ain't nothing but, it's like a car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But the spirit, man, it's up to you. Like I just stay, taking shit lightly now, man. So how could I feel old? I don't feel old. It's crazy. I feel like, and it's crazy because I know like the fact that I don't feel old kind of makes me a creeper.
I feel,
you know what I'm saying?
I still
like
feel
my
like
son will be like, let's go to the club. I'll be in the club with my son. I'll be dancing, having a good time. And if I get real nice, then I start to think, what the fuck am I doing in this club right now?
Now, Brian, how old are you?
I'm 30. I'm going to be 31 in a couple of weeks.
Okay. That's great. Right there. That's a great age.
Yeah, man. I'm still pretty young,
I like 40s. I think 40s were the best.
I'll tell you, intelligence-wise, I think my early 40s are the best.
That's when it all kicks in. You still got energy. You're still, and now you got that little bit of wisdom kicking in.
Yeah.
40s was great. I mean, I'm 51. I like my 50. I'll be 52 in June. I'm about to be 52.
Really?
52, those AARPs?
They haven't sent me that. Am I supposed to get that already?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it 55?
I think it's 55.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it, man. They keep saying that once you turn 50, you get yeah. I said I haven't gotten my shit. Nobody sends me nothing.
So you had to do the colonoscopy, right?
I have to. I haven't done it yet.
You haven't done it?
We spoke about it on the show. We're thinking of bringing a camera crew with us.
Yeah.
We should, bro. I think
Because I also got a hemorrhoid that I need to get rid of, man. My asshole looks like a dog. Looks like a sad dog. It's like,
oh,
it's horrible. It's like a dog that got caught with his fucking face in the cookie jar. It's fucking horrible. It really
yeah.
is.
See, you don't have to worry about that at 30. You're good.
No. I don't think I'm ever gonna go get one of those things done though.
I mean, I got the old, once you hit 40, they go up the butthole and check the old whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I haven't got that yet.
He's gonna get that soon.
Me?
You haven't done it yet? They haven't checked your prostate?
No.
No.
Dude, you need to go get that prostate checked, man.
My thing is, I live by
make a nice long appointment, because I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna want to leave. If you don't go to the doctor, you'll never have anything wrong with you.
That's my philosophy, my friend.
I agree with that, man. I do. But I'm not gonna lie, believe it or not, I do like, it's funny because I don't really like take care of myself. I have a joke where I say I haven't eaten a vegetable in 37 years, but I'm pretty sure it's probably longer. I don't take care of myself, but I do go for my yearly physical.
Good.
I do go just to find out that everything's kind of working smooth. But you're right, man. The minute you go there and they tell you something's wrong, then everything hits. Bow. Now all of a sudden you look sick, you feel sick. You know.
You know, I've met who went to a doctor and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, you got a brain tumor and you're dead in like 4 months." Dude,
Exactly.
I don't want that.
Nah.
Yeah. Just, you know what? Look, if I can't walk and I'm falling down, I'll go to a doctor. But to find out I'm healthy as can be, and then you go and they tell you got a brain tumor and you die.
Yeah,
every time you go too, they just like, I went for the doctor for like this stomach thing recently, and they just run tests, and then they don't do anything about it, and it just costs money.
Well, that's what it is.
They run tests till you get. Hey, shut up! They run tests until you get better on your own.
Yeah, man. I just started switching what I was eating. I think that was like part of the problem. Like I had COVID, and then I changed my diet, and it's been better.
And that's a whole big thing. I think the way you eat, like my wife changed up like no dairy and stuff, and it changed her whole life. But perfect example, you said you go to the doctor and they just kind of give you BS. I'm dealing with my mom. She's got some dementia stuff. Okay. And dude, you go to the doctor, one doctor after another, no one has answers. And then they send you to another doctor and they don't have answers. Yeah. And it's just this circle of like no answers. And you're like, all right, well, I guess we got to figure this out on our own.
That's like, what was that show with that doctor, that English dude?
House.
What was it called? House.
It was House.
Everybody used to say how House was such a genius doctor. I used to watch that show. I used to be forced. This is another reason why I'm glad I'm not married. I used to be forced to watch this show.
The whole first half of the episode is how he fucked up the people, and then they have some issue, and he's got to fix it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he always wants to go into their brain. You ever notice that? Every episode he wants to cut into their fucking head. I said, who is this doctor that wants to cut into everyone's head all the time, every episode? And if you watch the episodes, it's him trying something, he's wrong, trying something, he's wrong, trying something, he's wrong. He runs all these tests. He does all these things that are wrong. And then at the very end, like you said, he figures it out. He figures, yeah.
Or some intern figures it out. Dude, it used to go like this. I used to watch this. The patient would come in and he would, be this cocky, whatever doctor. He would diagnose it. He would be wrong. They'd be leaving. And at the elevator door, they'd always pass out and then have to rush them back into the hospital.
Yes. It's the same shit. It's like the doctor version of the first 48. That's what it is. It's the same fucking episode over and over and over again with different names.
Yeah, I did spend a lot of time with House. I did do that.
Yeah, you liked House?
First 48 though, man. That's the show.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know why people ain't out there watching First 48.
First 48. Did you watch that the medical examiner chick? Dr. G, medical examiner?
Nah.
That's a good one. I like the one where they do with the celebrities and they give you the last like 24 hours of their life.
Autopsy, the last day of such and such. Yeah, I was watching that last night.
Yeah, that's good, man. I like that shit.
I watched it last night. They did the one with the dude from Soundgarden.
Yeah, and we've talked about these conspiracy theories all the time, but it's so weird. I think about that too. Like, how are they going to find me? Like jerking off? Like You don't know how you're going to be found.
I
Embarrassing.
have a pretty good story about that, actually. It's a sad story, but it's a good story. So
hit me with it. I love the way that started.
I had a good friend of mine who tragically passed away of a heroin overdose, right? And me and my buddy, we found the kid, right? This is the sad part. But days later, we're cleaning up his apartment. No, we found his jizz rags.
Oh, see, that's
and me
embarrassing.
and my boy, bro, were like, "Yo, you stupid motherfucker! Like, you're such a sack of shit."
No, that's great. That's
to shit on us from the grave, bro. Because it was a laugh, dude. When that happened, I was like, you know what? I was like, you're a piece of shit.
May I leave a jizz rag for my son to grab and pick up when I pass away?
So,
that's my new
so what do you
right
do?
now. I got to make sure I always leave one around now, just in case I pass away.
So when that happens, what do? Do you just push it aside so no one else has to find it? Do you do a solid?
No, dude.
No.
Well, I tasted it, obviously.
What is this? Oh, that's a jizz rag.
Because I always think about that.
I did it like dog shit. Like I grabbed a plastic bag and I grabbed it and I put it in and then I threw it away.
Here's the thing: like if you're gonna be a good buddy and your buddy dies, right? And let's say he dies on the toilet or he dies jerking off. If you find him, you're right. Like I think as a good friend, I would probably try and like set him up differently. So it wasn't always known as, oh, Tim died on the toilet.
Yeah.
You know?
See, I always say my biggest goal in life is not to die on the toilet.
Yeah.
And then last year I ate too many edibles and I was in the toilet throwing up. And then I said, all right, this is going to be a rough one. Cause I was already throwing up and I'm like, damn, I ate too many and it's starting to build up, but now I can't move. I turn around to walk out and I just fall right to the floor and I'm stuck in my bathroom for 45 minutes, crawling 1 inch at a time. And the whole time in my head, I'm going, nobody's ever died from marijuana.
Yeah.
Just keep telling yourself that. Nobody's ever died from marijuana. But then I
kept but the marijuana is making your brain tell you other things.
No, my brain started going, but what if you're the first?
Yeah.
And then I started thinking just like you're thinking. Whoever finds me, I don't want them to find me in the bathroom on the floor. I said, you got to get into your bedroom, at least get to the little white rug. Because if you die in that little white rug, you look like an angel. Like they'll come and you'll be on a nice fluffy rug. It looks better than being on a cold fucking tiled bathroom floor.
So I have a real fucked up brain. And I think it was the way I was raised. But, your parents, your mom always said, like, make sure you have clean underwear on in case you die, right? In case you get hit by a car, you got clean underwear, right?
And what they don't tell you is...
Dude, I live by this. So I tell my wife and kids all the time, when we leave the house, I want the house to look spotless. When you go to bed, I want the house to look spotless. Why? Because if someone comes in the middle of the night and murders us, the police are going to have to come in. The EMTs are going to have to come in. I don't want them making fun of the way my house looks. So I want everything. Stupid, I want everything to look perfect.
Are you Italian?
I might be dead, right, in bed, but they're going to be like, man, this guy kept a clean house. Like, look how organized shit is.
Yeah, but you also want to know something, though. It also helps with the forensics.
Sure.
Because the sloppier your house is, then it's hard to see what's out of place.
Here's
when they come in and they see that house looking good and they see a book on the floor, they know that book was either knocked over by you in the struggle or by the assailant. That I watch a lot of forensic files. I'm used to the assailant, dog. I can't even spell that word. And in other words, that's out of place. They would be able to tell.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I try to leave my house clean in case I pass away. The people that come into my house have to go through all my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when my pops passed away, him and his lady.
You don't want to be, you don't have to go through shit.
Yeah, the house was a mess. I couldn't find nothing. I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. His house was unfortunately a fucking mess.
Nothing would make me happier than Officer, Macaulay walking through my house going, fuck, man. Like this guy keeps his kitchen fucking really clean. I know his head was bludgeoned. But his kitchen and family room smells great.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. I agree with that too, though. Keeping a clean house. The funny thing about make sure you're wearing clean underwear, which is what they always tell you. What they don't tell you is if you do die, you're gonna shit those clean underwears.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what they don't tell you.
Now, hold on. So I'm pretty sure, if I got this right, Gary, I'm pretty sure that you've seen someone who's dead, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like not at a funeral, like in a setting where you shouldn't see someone who's dead.
Yeah.
And Brian, you said that you found your buddy, right?
Yep. Yeah.
See, I've never found somebody who's dead. Every time it's been at a hospital or it's been in a funeral parlor. So that's my scariest thing with the World War II veteran, that I'm going to walk in there one day and he's just going to be gone. Like, how do I fucking deal with that?
That's what's going to happen.
The way you deal with that is you have your wife go in there to check on him.
Yeah, that's what it is. And
that's what it is, dog. Be that dude that goes, okay, relax, let me make a call. Don't be that dude that goes, ah!
Well, that's the thing. So, like, watch Stand By Me, and I'm like, fuck those kids. I don't want to find a dead body. I'm going to go the opposite fucking direction.
The first time I ever saw a dead body, I was walking with my boy smoking a blunt in Ravenswood, and we turned the corner and see this dude in a car. And he had gotten, he killed himself. He shot himself in the head, and we didn't know. And he was in the car like, and we went over there and we were like, oh my God, that dude is. And then by that time, people had already seen it and they were, cops started pulling up. But yeah, that's the first time I ever seen a dead body.
It's rough, bro.
Crazy. I mean, it's not something you got to do. Like if you could go through your life without ever seeing
I'd be fine.
A dead body outside of, like you said, a funeral or whatever. Even that, like, is a little weird. You ever think about that? They bring kids to freaking funerals and
I don't like funerals. Funeral homes are fucking weird, man.
I plan to have a banging funeral, but I won't know if people, if people do it the right way.
Well,
I'm thinking of leaving in writing how I want my funeral to be.
Dude, we got you, bro. Whatever you want.
I want a banging funeral. It sucks you don't get to go.
But growing up, the funeral parlor we used, they lived at the parlor. Like it was that My Girl type scenario. And so like this whole family, and there was a bunch of kids I went to high school with, they just lived above this funeral parlor. And in the basement is where the bodies were. That's gotta fuck you up a little bit.
Dude, I could say this now because the restaurant closed. But the restaurant that I opened used to be a funeral parlor.
Really? What the fuck, bro?
It was a funeral parlor for like years and years. Over 20 years, it was a funeral parlor. And we took it over and made it into a restaurant.
Well, do you remember in...
And then I remember one time one of the customers knew, and they came in and said, this used to be a restaurant. I was like, shh, ixnay on the dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop telling people there are dead bodies here.
This was right before COVID. Do you remember there was a funeral home in Detroit, and they were taking like dead babies and putting them in the ceiling tiles? So I guess they would come in. They were taking like body parts and like dead babies, and they didn't want to get rid of them because it would cost money. So they put them up in like their drop ceiling tiles, and somebody ratted them out. Google it. It's like probably like 2017, 2018. Somebody ratted them out. They go in and they find like all these dead babies, body parts.
Where was this at? Detroit,
I believe. And it was crazy.
In the ceiling.
It's let me see if it's
but so. I'm not surprised. People are crazy, man. I was watching World's Worst Neighbors, and there was this old lady who was bringing in, indigent people, letting them stay in the house, and then she was killing them and burying them in the backyard, dude. Old lady.
So I watched
like in the 80s.
I watch a
this is it right here?
Yes, that's it. That's the song.
Yeah,
like look how fucked up this is.
11 babies have been found in a funeral home that were closed 6 months ago. Oh, so they went out of business too, it seems like.
I guess it will cost money to get rid of.
Found in a cardboard box, and the others in one or more caskets, all hidden in the ceiling. Man.
It says the regulatory agency suspended the license of the funeral home in April after inspectors found decomposing embalmed bodies and other violations, improperly stored bodies. So they got shut down for their practices.
I would hope.
But who the fuck? Do you wonder like where my baby is? Or I guess are they saying they cremated it and they just didn't?
That's what it is. That's what it has to be. That they said they cremated it.
Yeah,
because why go through the whole thing of burying a box and not putting the baby in it? So I would think that it would have to be more cremation things.
So I follow a mortician on YouTube. And
why? Is she hot?
Dude, no. I go down these YouTube holes, man, where all of a sudden I just, it's 4 a.m. and I'm watching a mortician talking about how to, embalm the body. But
it happens.
She talks about those places where you get burned, what they call
cremated, crematories.
So the crematoriums, dude, they cut so many corners. They'll put like 7 or 8 bodies all at once in, and then you're just getting someone else's ashes.
So you're saying that right now I might not just be holding my pops. I might be holding like somebody else. Pops and like everybody 100%. Else in Florida.
Dude, apparently it's like a racket that goes on where it's easier to put 4 bodies in than 1.
Yeah, I mean, the truth of the matter is I never opened it up and looked. For all I know, there could be rocks in there. Exactly. Sand. It could just be sand in there.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dude, it's a whole industry, though. But think about it. It's a business, and they're going to cut corners wherever they can cut corners.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's a sad thing to think about.
It's awful to think about. Those are fucking babies in the ceiling. Imagine you got to buy that building. Oh, fuck.
And you found babies. You're talking about finding bodies. You find decomposing babies in boxes.
Yeah, that's like your restaurant. Imagine I order mozzarella sticks and a finger pops out.
Well, we used to store our meats in one of the things. We'd be like, yo, get us a steak. We pull that shit out. Just grab steaks out of that bitch.
Dude, that smell.
That's
There's
a joke,
funeral home.
Might not have been a good joke or a tasteful joke, but it's a joke. We didn't really do that.
Dude, I'll tell you, that funeral home smell, there's nothing like it. It's that weird dead body perfume smell, and it's awful. And
like a 90-year-old lady wearing perfume.
It's an old person wearing perfume. They're just now in a casket.
Yo, I was saying last week how I started doing a segment on Mondays. Scotty is the dude I do it with on the radio every Monday morning on his morning show. Mm-hmm. They bring me down and we talk conspiracies with him and his boy Jo Jo. How long have you and Jo Jo been doing radio together? Did you guys grow up together? Did you just meet and say, let's do radio together?
So we grew up around each other, but never knew each other.
Where are you from?
He's 7 years older than me.
Really?
Yeah. So
really?
He just turned 49.
Wow. And you're 41.
I'll be 42 next week.
Wow. I thought y'all were almost pretty much the same age. I didn't realize how good JoJo looked.
Because we both act like kids. So we got together in 2008. Never met each other. He came in and we were like, "Hey, you want to do a show together?" And we were launching a new radio station. And boom, we've been together since. 1 year, he got fired because he was part of the management, and they fired all the management.
Okay.
And I stuck around. It was 1 year we weren't on together. Then he came back a year later, and that was it. So it's been 2008, so whatever that is, 14 years, 12 years, 13 years.
Wow, man. Yeah, your show is dope, man. I envy that show because it looks like y'all guys have a great fucking
I gotta
time.
say,
we can't hear you. What you say?
When I was living in the Atlantic City area, your show was the only show I would listen to. Only show on radio.
And I appreciate that. Thank you, Brian. But I'll tell you, Joe and I don't do it for anybody but each other. Our entire show
that's why we like it.
Is to make me and him laugh. If I can make JoJo laugh, that's all I care about. I could give a fuck about the listener. I want to make JoJo laugh.
Well, I don't really care that much about Gary, but
speaking of the listeners, yo. So we did our first show and started just kind of, we didn't even really get deep into anything. We just it was like a kind of like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about conspiracies. I'm going to come on Mondays. I'm going to have a little segment. We were just explaining that basically because we didn't really get deep into anything. We talked a little bit about the smack. And then, you asked me what got me into conspiracies. And I mentioned about September 11th being into conspiracies.
By the way, 9/11, it's like the biggest conspiracy thing out there. Everyone has a thought on 9/11. It's not like we're crazy for talking about that.
Yeah, and we didn't even delve into like where I stand on it.
Like that movie Loose Change has been like viewed 90 million times on YouTube.
Exactly. So I went on for the first show, and I'm sitting here. So everyone's like, "How'd it go?" When I got back, I said it was great. We had a great time. It was great. And then I get back, and Matt, the owner of AC Jokes, tells me that I got my first hate voicemail. Do you got that shit laid up? You got it lined up for us to listen to. So this is the review of one of the listeners on the show.
Yo, I just heard that scumbag guy on the radio laughing about 9/11. And you know what's funny? I used to come to AC, to the Tropicana, to the Comedy Stop almost every Friday night when Zach was a bartender there. My name is Mike Long. And I just heard this fucking scumbag talking about 9/11 and joking about it like it was some fucking joking, some conspiracy. Laughing about 9/11 is far from a fucking joke, and I'd like to punch that motherfucker right in his mouth. He's a fucking scumbag, and I would never step foot in your fucking place again. That is not a fucking joke when those people died, motherfucker. You're a fucking bunch of dirtbags for having that scumbag there. That is a fucking bullshit fucking joke. He's a fucking dirtbag and he needs to get his ass kicked. Fuck him.
Another satisfied customer. So when that came in, it's so much funny. What's so funny is like when that came in, I played it, on Thursday when we go in with AC Jokes to make sure they still want me to come back on Monday. And him and JoJo are like, congratulations, you made it.
Dude, I'll tell you what. People want to hear what they want to hear. That guy, I remember exactly what you said.
Yeah.
You said,
what was it? Yep.
Gary was like, I am a desensitized human being. 9/11 happened. It didn't faze me at all. I wasn't affected. I went on about my day because that's how fucked up I am. And that guy took that as like, we're making fun of it. And I think he thought that we were saying also that it didn't happen, which makes like we're not saying it happened. We know something happened.
Yeah. I lost like 4 friends on that shit, man.
Yes.
Dude, see, that's the problem with our mode of media is, and we podcast, so people can go back, but they don't take the time to do it. So whatever we say, that person has to be within earshot. Yep. And they hear it. It's like when your wife yells at you. You hear what you want to hear, When your wife tells you what to do, you hear what you want to hear. Yeah. And that's what happens in radio, man. It's a split second. That guy heard it. He took it the wrong way. Now, I've worked at companies where that phone call would cause me to get suspended, would cause me to get fired. We had such an awesome boss. I would send that to him, and he would be like, "We're gonna bonus you $500." He loves it because
he'll send it to him. We'll split it.
Dude, this is the philosophy to have, right? And when you're in radio, I've worked with so many assholes who are so scared of everything. They were scared of losing their own job. They walked on eggshells. But you have to go, look, that guy took the time to pick up a phone, Google the name of the establishment, find the phone number, and call. Yep. So that guy took all that time. Dude, that means that guy was a passionate listener. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. He was fucking listening.
Yep.
Well, I invited him on the show, right? When I went on your show, I said, "Hey, Mike Lauer, if you're out there, I would love to have you on the show. Inbox me." I gave him my information to inbox me. I would love to have him on the show.
We do that all the time. So for like 10 years, we've had a thing where people call up and tell us to go fuck ourselves. We'll give them something for free. And it stemmed from 10 years ago. A guy calls up and he thought he was getting one over on us. He was going to Baba Booey us, right? He calls up and he's like, "Go fuck yourself." And we said, "Hey man, what's your name?" And he's like, he didn't expect us to keep going. So he's like, "John." And we're like, "All right, John, we're going to hook you up with Rolling Stones tickets, Green Day tickets, something like that." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And we're like, "Dude, it's funny. You told us to go fuck ourselves. It's funny." And so we won him over. And he's like, "All right." So then from that day on, we said, "Look, anybody calls up and just tells us to go fuck ourselves, instantly you get something." And it takes it away. You take that power away from them because it like that guy he thought he was going and doing something and like expressing himself without knowing why. So once we explained to him, "Hey man, like we're good dudes," we won him over.
Yeah. And
that was it. And so here he was, calls up, angry, tells us to go fuck ourselves, and he ends up getting Green Day tickets and like backstage passes or whatever. And so now he's a listener for life.
There you go. See, here's the thing, man. I know there's going to come a point, unfortunately, where I will not be able to even keep up with all the hate voicemails that are left for me. But Mike, Michael Lyle, you will always be special to me because you were my first.
Yeah. Everybody remembers the first.
So I will always remember you, Mike. And unfortunately, you didn't hear what I was saying because I definitely didn't laugh. I don't find nothing funny about people dying. But then again, you know, what kills me is a lot of people that get upset when you joke about people dying. These are people that claim to be very religious people, Catholics, Christians, all these. Well, baby, when it comes to death, that's where the rubber meets the road. So either you believe they moved on to a better place or you don't. I happen to believe the spirit is eternal and continues to live. So I don't believe anyone truly dies, you know? So that's why I could look at death a little lighter.
This is a big thing in my world because my wife is religious and she wants our little guy to go to, you know, CCD and Catholicism, all this stuff, right? And I hate religion. I think organized religion is the biggest shysters. It's the biggest scam.
I agree.
In the world.
Yeah, organized religion.
And so she legit arguments about it, you know, and I'm a kid who went to Catholic school. That's part of the reason why I went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
I saw how nonsensical it was. You know, when I got married, my first wife and I had kids before we got married. We had 2 kids, and then we decided, all right, we should get married. It's the right thing to do. Do you know to get married in the Catholic Church? We were worried. We're like, they might not marry us. The guy goes, the priest, he goes, oh, it'll be $100 per kid.
Woo.
I go, 100 what? He goes, you pay $100 per kid, and we'll let you get married in the church.
Yep.
And it's like, are you fucking? Like, this is.
Yeah.
How does that?
Do you know how much Puerto Ricans have to pay?
Yeah.
By the time they get married,
motherfuckers
make like $500 a pop on these people, just so they can get married in fucking a church. Oh yeah, no, it's a racket.
Yeah, because in the past couple of years, JoJo's
and I know I just lost a whole bunch of. Listen, I'm not mad at anybody who wants to follow religion. Do you, man? I'm a do you kind of dude. So why does anybody care what it is? That's the problem. People care too much about what other people think.
Mm-hmm. And that's my thing about politics. Politics, religion. Believe whatever you want to believe. We don't have to scream at each other about it. We can all hang out, have a drink, and have a good time.
Dude, if I had to agree with people to be their friends, I would have no friends.
Yeah.
You think all my people agree what I say? It's at this point, too, that I should mention my thoughts and opinions are not the opinions on anyone in the Jo Jo and Scotty show, nor AC Jokes. These are all solely my opinions.
Fuck that. I agree with 100% whatever you say. I'm not
I did one show. One time we were talking such crazy shit. Right before I started doing this, the last time we were talking some crazy shit, and one of your listeners heard my voice and they came up to me and they said, I heard you on the radio. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, I agree with everything you said. And I'm like, that scares me because I don't agree with everything I say. Sometimes I'm just playing the devil's advocate.
That's what you say, dumb shit.
Stupid.
JoJo and I are on the air for 4 hours every day. For 4 hours every day, 5 days a week, 20 hours a week. We're there saying dumb shit. And of course, we're going to say stuff that people don't like. I remember the last time that I ever had to apologize for anything. A sponsor who is no longer a sponsor. I think his business he went out of business. He was an asshole.
So you apologize for nothing.
The owner came in and said, look, you signed a big new contract, but you said something today. And when I tell you what we said, I'm like, he's upset about this. So you know the girl Selena Gomez?
Yes.
Right? She had a kidney transplant. Right? This is a couple years ago, like 5-6 years ago. She had a kidney transplant. And I said on the air that I bet that she probably paid one of her friends for the kidney because she's a wealthy girl and she could probably do that. And she'll get bumped up on the list. I don't think she's on a list like everyone else. I'm guessing she pulled Hollywood strings and was able to get a kidney.
100%.
Now, this owner of this company had just gotten a kidney transplant and was insulted that we said that that's how the process works. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That is how Hollywood works. They can buy babies. They can buy baby blood.
Like, how do you think they get the adrenochrome?
Yes.
They buy it.
They constantly buy babies.
It's
literally.
Selena Gomez.
Angelina Jolie bought a bunch of babies.
A bunch of babies. That's why Brad Pitt left. Every day, like a UPS truck would drop off a black kid and be like, he's like, I'm done here. He's like, I don't want to hang out. Dude, that's why no one talks about this. Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, why didn't they get no Spanish kids in there, man? Why weren't there no like little Mexicans in the mix?
No, it's always like that like northwestern part of Africa, and they just have baby factories. And so no one talks about this. Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton got together. Remember that in the 90s?
Yes, I do remember that.
So
and they had the
good
little
for
blood.
Billy Bob,
they had their blood in each other's thing.
Good for Billy Bob, right? He's had a marriage. I think he had some kids. Now he's got this young hot chick. Dude, she, without him knowing, adopted a black kid from Africa. Billy Bob found out, and he hightailed it out of town. And he was like, I don't want to do this. He's like, I'm 50 years old. I don't want to. And then Brad comes in.
See, I want to make one thing clear, though, because you keep saying a black kid. Sounds a little, when you have 3 white dudes. I mean, I'm Spanish, but when you're with 2 other white dudes, you're white. You would feel this way even if it was an Irish kid, right?
I don't care what kind of kid. 50 years old. It could be black, white, purple, or green. You could be a Canadian kid.
It just so happens that she adopted a black kid.
You put a French Canadian kid on that porch.
Yeah,
right?
You can put a Canadian kid on the porch. You don't give a fuck, right? Stop adopting other people's babies.
Dude, you're fucking Billy Bob. You're like, I was just in Armageddon. Fuck this. I'm out of here. I don't want to have to watch another kid. I don't want to have
look how old he looked back then. Imagine if he stayed with the kid, how old he'd look in like a year or 2.
And then, dude, so then dead. Brad comes in. He's now like, all right, cool, she's hot. But then they start adopting all these other kids. Politically correct. They're Scottish, they're Canadian, they're South American.
They just so happen to all be black too.
And these kids come and they're just delivered to the house like every 6 months. And he's like, fuck this. Dude, you imagine how you have Angelina Jolie.
Now, does he have to pay child support for those kids?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know, but I told you this on the air the other day, right? Did I bring this up while you were in the studio? That I know someone who was with his wife. He couldn't get her pregnant. They got in vitro fertilization. Not him, right? It's somebody else, right? She had to use a sperm donor because he wasn't compatible.
Yeah.
They divorce after having a kid. He's on the hook for child support.
The dude who gave the sperm?
No. The dude who didn't give the sperm. The husband. Yeah,
that's how it should be. If they did that, if they made that choice together,
they did.
Then that's how it should be. Yeah, they shouldn't go back to the dude who they said as a favor, give us your sperm so we could have a kid. Then they get divorced and they go back to that dude.
I'm not saying that guy. I don't think that guy's on the hook. But I'm like, hey man, if I'm the guy who just bailed, I'm like, I don't know, it's not my kid.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah, it's your kid, bro. Yeah.
That's your kid, yo. Yeah, that's your kid, son. That's your kid. You made, that's like.
I don't know. It would make
why do I feel like you're, why do I feel like you're looking for a way out of something right now? He's like, don't tell me that.
No, I'm 100% all in. I believe me. My kids look just like me and act just like me.
Yo, Brian, I want you to look something up, man. Me and my son were looking on this thing about this baby that was born with 2 heads, 1 body. It was I saw something on it on World Star. And usually they're kind of correct when it comes to those things. Did you ever see
Howard Stern used to bring on this? I met him in Atlantic City once. They sang the national anthem. It was 1 body, 2 heads. It was 2 girls, and they're country singers.
1 body and 2 heads.
1 body, 2 heads, and the 1 girl couldn't walk anymore. So
wait. But how could the 1 girl not walk? They only got 1 body.
So the 1 girl would kind of walk with 1 leg and a cane. And then the other girl, they put on like a cart, like you would see in a restaurant. And then she would pull the cart with her. And that's how they got around.
Bro, I can't look at this shit,
but they share. Wait, so hey, come here. Hey.
Put in 2-headed country star. And it's 2.
Yo, but now my question is, so what is it? 1 half of the body's controlled by 1 head and the other half of the body's controlled by the other head?
Got me on this one. I don't know.
Like, what if they both want to go somewhere else?
Think about that, I don't know. One's making out with a dude. What does the other one do?
Hang out, looking at their phone.
Yeah. So, dude, it was really surreal because Howard was doing.
Listen, people, I'm sorry, man. I don't think it's cool. But
You'll find pictures.
come on, man.
And it's crazy.
These are legitimate questions here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly
I'm laughing about it. Yes, I am laughing about it. You can laugh about anything. Fuck what anybody says, man. I wish them the best. I'm not a cool person. We all know that shit. I'm just curious to know, like, how does that work? Does one of the heads control the body? Is it one size controlled by one? Like, what if they
how
want
about this
things to be walking around in fucking circles?
Okay, I will go even deeper. How do you know who goes to the bathroom? You know, if you have to go to the bathroom,
they both have to go to the bathroom at the same time.
Yeah, but do you have to talk about it? Because what if one thinks she doesn't, the other one thinks she does?
I mean, I would think they both just have to. I would think they both just go, we got to use the bathroom.
Let's bring them out now. Here are Lori and Dory.
And then you give them a name like Lori and Dory. Well, no, see, that's different.
No, that's not different. Sorry.
That's not them, right? Nah, that's different, dude. They got two bodies.
They
got two bodies, man.
If
I was the big one, man. See, that sucks. One's big, one's short, man. They're not even the same height. You know what I'm saying? The other one got to carry all that weight.
It all sucks.
I mean, it all sucks. But if you're going to do it, you would hope you're both the same fucking height. I don't mean do it like it's your choice, but I mean, like, if it's going to happen, you would hope you're both the same fucking height. You know how that fucking one's back must be hurting all the fucking time?
And you can't unsee it.
Nah, you can't. Like, I'll never unsee that, man. Nah, it's one body, two heads, dude. That's two bodies. There you go.
These are the girls.
Abby and Brittany were born with just one body between them.
Oh my God, how does that work?
My name's Abigail Brad.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't. We can't watch this. I can't watch this shit.
Dude, but here's the thing. They were like super sweet.
Someone's gonna fucking send me a message now. They're gonna want to kill me. Listen, it just is what it is, man. I'm asking serious questions, you know, like
I hope Michael Long sends you another voicemail about a two-headed girl who wants to be a country singer now.
Yo, that's so crazy though. Like, first of all, man, like imagine it. Man, that's like, man, like they only got one body.
Yep.
So like if they both were to get boyfriends, which because they're girls, they could.
Yep.
Now, two dudes are pretty fucked up. You got to find yourself a freaky chick to fuck with two dudes like that. But dudes are just nasty. So
you'll find somebody.
So they'll find somebody. You know, they'll find somebody.
1,000-Pound Sisters, it's called.
I've never watched it. No.
Okay.
I can't watch that shit with those like kind of people, man.
Yeah, I just can't watch it. Like it's not like it's
with those people.
You're talking about.
God, dude, you're gonna get us canceled.
There's a girl. There's a girl.
Killed.
There's a girl for every guy, right? So the show 1,000-Pound Sisters. One sister's 700 pounds. The other sister's 300 pounds. The 700.
That's the hot one.
Dude, the 700-pound sister had a boyfriend. 700 pounds, and
the 300-pound one couldn't get a boyfriend.
He had a boyfriend. She got him online, and he was a good-looking guy.
All right.
Insane.
Good for him.
That's what he was into.
Good for him.
Yeah, he definitely was into it.
Yeah.
You got to get into it if you want to do anything with it.
Get on top, I can tell you that.
You got to get into it like a beanbag.
And dude, it sucks, man. It's an awful show. So the one sister's 700 pounds.
I mean, so is mine.
It's supposed to be like a weight loss. Like they're on a weight loss journey, but they don't lose the weight. The girl has gotten so heavy that her skin can't expand anymore. And it looks like she has a soda can in her forehead, and it's just fat. It looks like a tumor, and it's just fat has nowhere else to go. Dude, I can watch these shows all day.
You know, at that point, though, like when you see those things,
this show has made
where they
me feel like
where
I'm
they
a real
can't even
piece
get
of
out
shit.
the bed. Where they can't even get out the bed. There's a whole lot of it. There's a whole lot of enabling going on.
All I've
There's
learned.
a whole lot of enabling going on.
I've been on
because
for
the person
an hour.
can't get out of bed, so that means everything they're getting to eat, someone's bringing it to them.
Well, that's what it is. The 300-pound sister would buy her all the food to eat.
Come on, man.
So
Stop buying them food. And you know how annoying they must be? That's probably why they do it, because you can't come home without them be going, I want a burger, I want a burger, I want a burger, or some shit, and you finally just like here, fucking shoving it in their face.
Well, that's what it is. So, dude, there's so much I could talk about this because I watch these shows like there's no tomorrow. So
I can't watch those.
So excited about this. So the 700-pound girl, right? She didn't leave the house for 7 years, and her sister would just bring her food every day. Now there's another show called My 600-Pound Life, right?
I've seen that. Okay. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of that one.
Dude, there was and I have never seen happiness in a person's face like this woman. She like Jabba the Hutt. She was laying in bed. She hasn't left her room. They're going to have to crane her out of her condo. And they always live on the 3rd floor, which is fucked up. How did you get to the 3rd floor? They never live in a rancher. They always live somewhere where it's
that's messed up.
They gotta somehow like
they can never live someplace on the 1st floor that's wheelchair accessible.
So, I mean, do you move on to the 3rd floor when you're 150 pounds?
That's what it is. She was able to, she was able to fit the load on the elevator at that point.
Dude, this girl's sitting like Jabba on the bed, hasn't moved in years. Her boyfriend, they always have boyfriends that like are into this shit. The boyfriend, I'm not kidding, goes what's probably 20, 25 whoppers.
See, this is where this line comes from, man.
Dude.
From conversations like this. This is where this line comes from.
I
call it my COVID line.
1 P5 whoppers on her lap. The look of happiness on this woman's face, I have never seen it. It's like she saw Jesus.
Would you say it was gleeful?
This is it.
Because I've never felt glee. I don't think I've ever seen it. I think you've experienced the look of glee.
I'm jealous of what I saw, what happiness could look like. This woman getting a delivery of 25 whoppers on her lap.
Oh my God, that is horrible. That is so fucking horrible.
It's so bad. The doctor, right? It's that Indian doctor who, he's great, dude. He doesn't take any shit. And he'll put them on the scale and they'll have to lift their rolls. Dude, they have food wrappers in their rolls. Not making it up. 100%.
No, I don't think you're making it up at all. Yeah. I don't think you're making it up at all. Oh my God, that is.
Dude, I need to find a fucking hobby. I can't. You're making me feel like I'm a real piece of shit.
Why? Because all you do is watch. Listen, all I watch are like First 48, Forensic Files. I just finished watching The Staircase. I just finished watching
The Lakers show. Dude, The Lakers show on HBO Max is awesome. The one with John C. Reilly, it's fantastic.
What's it called?
I forget. It's called like Dynasty or something like that.
When they're doing the thing of
the
Magic
Lakers
Johnson and all them, the Lakers.
It's fantastic.
I got to check that out.
Yeah.
But I don't need more shit to check out, but I got to check it out. Yo, Brian.
Sorry, I had to pee.
Brian. Yeah, stepping away always. You're like a fidgety little fuck back
I'm sorry,
there,
bro.
man.
I had to pee, bro. Really bad.
Oh,
dude,
man.
Brian, wait until you turn 40, dude. I gotta pee every half hour.
Yo, Brian, I just finished watching Trust No One.
Oh shit.
On Netflix.
Now, what's that?
Scotty, you check out anything at all about like Bitcoin?
No, but I know what you're talking about now, though.
Yeah, this dude, his name was Jerry Cotton, right? And he was the founder of one of those, how like Bitcoin has to trade into money.
Yeah.
And they take a percentage of it, right? So this dude was the founder of one of the biggest ones. Look him up real quick, Jerry Cotton. It's called Quadra something. And what happened was all these people were using them, right? And making millions and doing whatever and becoming these
Quadriga.
There you go. So now this dude, right? And one of the people on the thing said, he understands it was greed because that's what it was. It was greed. So what happened was he got into this. He took out a loan for like $180,000 and put it all into Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin crashed when China and Japan said, nah, we ain't recognizing that shit. It crashed. So instantly all these people lost their money. So this dude's talking about I was broke. He said, all I had left in my bank, his bank account, not what he had on there, he said was $400,000. And I'm thinking, motherfucker, you ain't broke.
Yeah.
You still got $400,000.
It's another realm of people. Yeah.
So then he decides, and it's an Asian dude too, so I was surprised he got so caught up. You know, they're pretty smart with numbers and money. He decides, well, this is what happens. He wants to go back to Canada, but if he takes the money back to Canada, he has to pay 10% on it.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm going to take it. I'm going to put it all in Bitcoin. I'm going to sell the Bitcoin and then cash right out in Canada. And then he has the loophole of not having to pay the 10%. So he puts it in, sells it, makes like he sells it for $500. So he makes $100,000 on it. Puts it into cash out through Quadra or whatever. And then it just has the loading, transfer loading for 3 months. He's like, now I'm getting nervous. Yeah, motherfucker. Now you getting nervous. Then the dude mysteriously dies in India. He mysteriously dies in India.
They said it was from Crohn's. That's
Crohn's,
what they
complication of Crohn's disease.
That's what they said it was. Yeah,
right.
Dude,
he's the only one. He's the only one who has the passwords to the wallets. The only one. So now they're claiming there's like something like 200, 300 million in that wallet. All these people are trying to get their money back. You know, and now everyone's saying he faked his death. Right?
Did you watch the documentary? And I think there's a show now on Netflix or one of the streaming services. It's the chick, the Theranos chick.
Yes.
Who built?
Yes.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. She built a thing that did nothing and became a billionaire and conned everybody.
See, that's the thing, and this is what I say about all that Bitcoin shit. Because then what happened is, you know, the wife was left in charge, and all these people are hitting up the site. Then one day they turn on their computer and the site's gone. Now where do you go? Oh, that's right. You can't go nowhere because it's a fucking website. You understand what I'm saying? And all these people are bugging out, putting all their shit into computers and whatever. And one day you're going to wake up, you're going to put in your password, and your whole fucking screen is going to say loading.
And once again, I'm spitballing here with details. But there is a guy who has like 10 million on a laptop in Bitcoin, but he's locked out. It's either his phone or his laptop. And you're only allowed a certain amount of tries. And it's like 5, let's say 5. And he's at the last one. So he doesn't know what to do and no one can help him.
Yeah, I've heard about that guy. Yep.
He's got a laptop with 10 million in it and he can't do anything about it.
I mean, come on. Well, go to the police. They'll get into your laptop.
It's not like that. The way that Bitcoin works is you have to put in like these 12 or 16 different words with different, capitalizations or non-capitalizations. You have to get all of them right at the same time. If you don't, it wipes everything. And it freezes it, virtually freezes it permanently. That's the way that the program is.
Once again, these might just be cool stories that people, they become internet legend. There's another guy, like scenario, knows the passwords, but can't find his laptop, thinks he threw it away. So he's been searching landfills around his area, where he lives for like a year.
Along with everybody else, because the dummy went and put it out there on the internet.
Yeah. So, but that Theranos girl, dude, that's a crazy story. And like, the only reason she really got caught is because she was an asshole. Yeah. And like kids, she like lied about her life, and kids who she went to college with, I guess, dined her out and said like, this chick was fucking.
But she had that really weird voice she would do too.
Yes, and that's what they called her out on. She was like interviewed
this
by
this like man voice. She would
this man voice, and they're like, that's not how she talks. And then that started the domino, and the one domino fell, and it took her down. I think she's in jail now.
Telling you people, you're out there sending all kinds of shit out there, all kinds of information. There's somebody on the other end of that shit, man.
We're gonna
like even 23andMe. To me, 23andMe, man. Listen, I would not be surprised to find out that shit is a scam.
So
I would not be surprised. All these motherfuckers are sitting there going, "Oh, I'm 3 parts fucking whatever." And they don't fucking know. You're sending that shit to a fat dude who fucking likes to pour shit all over him. He's sitting there pouring, like wiping your fucking DNA all over his body.
Do you remember Prodigy?
Yes, from Mobb Deep.
Prodigy. No. Prodigy.
Oh, Prodigy. That shows you how gangsta I am.
The internet
Prodigy
server.
from Mobb Deep. No, yes, I do.
No, like, you know, like you had Alta Vista and Prodigy and CompuServe. Remember all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Dude, so me and my buddy, Tom, we were in middle school. And our parents had just gotten Prodigy. And we were on a message board. It wasn't even a message board. It was a chat room or whatever those little rooms were. And we start thinking we're talking to a chick, right? And we're like, you know, take your top off. But there's no photos because, I mean, this is early in the game. So it's all just, it's just all going back typing.
Messaging. And
so like for an hour.
So it's all like messaging. So I could be sitting here pretending to be a woman, be like, yeah, I just took my top off.
Dude. So me, this kid are like, awesome. Me and Tom are like, dude, this is awesome. This chick is like getting into it. And then so we printed it out, right? Like to have it printed out. And at the very end, the guy's like, I'm a 35-year-old naked in my basement. I'm a dude. And I'm like, oh. And we're like 13, 14. It crushed us.
You were catfished before it was catfished.
Because in your head, man, you're like, dude, this chick is naked. She's, you know, typing away. And then just to be like, yeah, no, I'm just some
13-year-old idiots.
I'm
13-year-old idiots thinking that a chick is actually sitting there taking off a top and typing to you.
Well, here's what's crazy is now I think a kid would run to their parents for that. Dude, we were so embarrassed. We didn't want to tell anybody. Like, we didn't think that we were being trafficked.
See, but here's the thing. Is that dude really breaking any laws if at the end he says, by the way,
yeah,
I was just fucking with y'all?
No.
You dumb kids.
No, yeah, it's still breaking the law.
It is?
Yeah, 100%, man.
But he's saying at the very end,
it doesn't matter because you engage with that conversation, you know?
Yeah, but
acting as if before. Well, unless they didn't know the age, I guess you could argue that.
Yeah, like, I don't think I'm sure we lied about our age. Yeah. You know.
But either way, I mean, if at the end he says, I'm fucking with y'all, what's the crime?
The thing, dude.
Because can't he argue I was fucking with these two little 13-year-old boys because I felt like just fucking with them?
And I hate to play grandpa, like this used to happen back in my day, but like we always had pedophiles around. Every neighborhood had the local pedophile, right? There was always the guy down the street. You just knew he was a pedophile. Like, and you just knew it. Everybody knew it.
Everyone has someone in the family that they always said don't go to their room.
Yeah. Everyone had that uncle you weren't allowed to stay in his house overnight. You know?
Yeah, don't go over by the room. That's where we keep them. You know what I'm saying? I remember having a bunch of rooms. There was always one room that was with somebody from the family that you couldn't go by. I don't know why.
And the fucked up part is,
I kind of question it.
The fucked up part is our parents would keep inviting them over. What are you doing?
He just likes touching boys sometimes, you know.
That's what it
Parents
is.
were stupid back in the day. You know, yeah, the coach just likes taking my son on fucking weekend ski trips.
Dude, I remember I worked with a kid.
In June.
Dude, I worked with a kid who was like 15. He was doing a high school program where he would intern at the radio station while being in school. So he would be able to leave school to come work for a couple hours at the radio station. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, he was like really like into fitness. And he's like, dude, this guy who was an adult, way adult. He's like, this guy, man, he invites me and a bunch of guys over to work out every night. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, man. So we work out. I go, where? He goes, in his bedroom. He's got all the equipment set up.
In his bedroom?
This kid's like super naive. And he's like, and the other day he got me a steroid cream where you can like rub it on you. And he like rubbed it on my arm. And I grabbed this kid and I go, dude.
That's going to be getting rubbed on your dick soon.
I go, dude, stop going over there. This is not the way things should be. And he was so naive and so innocent.
He said that's why, because I was a little confused as why the bed was still in the room. Well, but he said that's where I could rub the lotion on you.
How about this, man? This is how fucked up it
on its skin.
When we were kids, my high school had like this ridiculously good high school girls track team. And my girlfriend ran track. And the coach was a fucking weirdo. But they were good, so he got away with everything. So he would invite the girls. He was middle-aged, probably like 45, 50. These are high school age girls. Invite them over to his house to work out in his bedroom. The school knew about it and did nothing. And finally, it took about 15, 20 years of complaints where the guy finally got. My girlfriend used to tell me, yeah, like, oh, the treadmill's next to his bed. I go, get the fuck out of there.
Well, you know, like, because after you ran for like 30 minutes, it's nice to lay down.
Lay down. But I'm like, how does the school know about it? I go, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, come on, dude.
But here's the thing. It goes back to circle of life. It goes back to religion. They were getting those nice checks from the parents, and they had a good track team, so you don't do anything about it.
I am about to watch The Keepers.
I know that. Why do I know? Oh, that's, yeah.
The nun who dropped dime on that priest for molesting over 100 boys, and then like a couple of months later, she was found murdered.
She's dead. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about
check that out. I'm gonna check. It's called The Keepers. It's on Netflix.
That's a couple years old. I watched that not that long before COVID.
Yeah, I'm about to check that out. Actually, I got it lined up to check out.
Nice.
And I'm into all that crazy shit, man. Like that's all I watch. I mean, you watch, overweight people just dying in their skin.
Well, it's weird because I jerk off.
One day that chick is gonna blow up, dude. She's gonna eat one of those burgers, and she's just gonna fucking blah and just blow up.
But it's amazing, dude. Like,
has that ever happened? Because, like you just said, she's expanding further than her skin.
They can't hold.
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they're about to find another use for duct tape.
Brian, I don't know what you're saying. I'm gonna ask you if you can. Could you Google for me?
That one took a second. See, Scotty didn't even hear that one. Brian, I looked at his face and that one took a second to sink in. And then once it sunk in, he said, man, G is a fucking
What'd you
monster.
say? I talked to him.
I said, you said that chick is expanding further than her skin. And I said, I have a feeling we're about to find a new use for duct tape.
Oh.
I feel like she's going to start splitting and they're just going to be like, and just keep her together. She's going to be all duct taped up, yo.
You're sick fuck, bro. You know that? What do you need me to Google? I got you.
1,000-pound sisters. And look at this girl's forehead.
Wait a minute. These things just keep going up. It's like 300-pound wife,
800-pound
wife. How many pounds do you got to go before they make a show of you? Oh, my God, man.
Look at her forehead. Look at her.
I've never seen somebody have fat on their forehead before, bro.
Yeah,
I like that.
They thought
it's covering her eyes.
So they thought it was a tumor. I don't want to start
just snapping on this chick. I mean, I can't help it. What else am I supposed to say? What else are you supposed to say when you see that before you get mad?
The doctor didn't know. The doctor was a tumor and then realized, no, it's just a ball of fat because she has nowhere else to store fat.
She's going to have it in her eyelids soon.
Dude, you saw she could barely open her eyes.
Dude, see, now here's the thing, man. See, this is fucked up when you show me things like this, Scotty and Brian. First you can't unsee it, like you said. And then me being a desensitized comedian, what else am I supposed to say when I see that? Am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to say to that other than look at that? Look at that.
Real quick, because how long do you guys go on for the podcast?
I mean, I can't lie until we're eventually get at it. But the truth is, this is probably our longest one so far. So, dude, the conversation is great. I knew it was good.
Well, here's the thing. So, as a comedian, I got to ask you this, right? In the world we're at with the cancel culture, if you see that woman, 700 pounds, right, sitting there, she's taking up 3 chairs at AC Jones, you got it. Your job is to make fun of her.
No. I wouldn't say anything. Me personally, I wouldn't say anything because I don't make fun of the crowd.
But okay, so you want.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, I do. I'll play with the crowd. I've made fun.
So right. You know Bob. I know Bob.
But I wouldn't right? Yeah.
He that's his whole thing. Crowd.
Yes. He would definitely go at him.
And I think you give up certain rights when you walk into that comedy club. You know that you could be made fun of.
Yes.
And I don't understand how people can get mad. And you can go back to the Will Smith thing. I think, once again, me and you will go back and forth. I think it's fake. But you give up. If you go to a comedy club, that's the whole fucking – it's like going to a baseball game and expecting not to see baseball.
Yeah, it could happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have to go there with the knowledge that they could fuck with you, which is why I didn't go to a live comedy show till I was in my 40s. Really? And I love comedy, but I always felt like, because I was always aware, you know, that you go there and you can get fucked with. And my attitude was, I don't want to go there with my lady. They snap on my lady. Now I got to defend her honor. Or they snap on me and I'm not going to be played as a sucker in front of my ladies. Yeah. Now I got to go back and forth with a comedian. So I never went. Somebody finally forced me to go, and, you know, it was great. You know, and I've been snapped on before. You know what I'm saying? And I was a comedian and I've been snapped on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, what are you going to do?
Look, I have the utmost respect for stand-up comedians. I think it's one of the hardest jobs to do, to get up there. You don't have a band behind you. It's just you and a microphone, right? So I'm amazed about what you guys do. And I've been in company people that I brought to a club, and this is the worst, is when they fucking talk back to the comedian. And it's like they think they're in on the joke. They think they're part of the routine.
Yeah.
Dude, I get so embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh, you'd be surprised how many people have walked out, especially like with Petey. How many people have like gotten offended and walked out, and I see them in the front and they're like, you know, he was yelling at me and this and that. And I'm like, well, you were yelling out every time he tried to get to a punchline. Like, he's a comedian. He's supposed to. I said, no, he's not supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, people think, there are certain people who think, first of all, that everything a comedian is saying is the first time they're ever saying it.
Yeah.
A real good comedian will make it sound like it's the first time they're ever saying it. That's what great comedians do. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So people sometimes, especially people that don't go to comedy shows a lot, they think that that's part of it. And I tell them, no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? You yelling back and forth at them, it's not part of it. And you're ruining everybody else's fucking time. But there are some comedians that, you know, they talk to the crowd. That's their whole shit. So if you're talking to the crowd and they're going at you, then you asked for that.
True.
So to me, there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And like sometimes, like with me, there's certain times where like you can see, I'll establish the fact that I'm not doing crowd work. I'll establish the fact that I'm saying what I want to say to entertain you. And then maybe I'll ask someone in the crowd a question to lead them into something I want to say.
Right.
Every now and then they think they're part of the show. So instead of just answering the question, they'll try to make a joke.
Yeah.
You know, now I have to, you know, kind of, and there's a timing and there's a rhythm to shit. So now I have to kind of change the momentum so that I can keep the rhythm going. So that, I mean, you know, so I mean, I don't care. I do it, you know, because I don't care. My whole shit is very like relaxed and whatever. But some comedians, man, there are comedians who they time how long they're gonna let the crowd laugh.
I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm listening to what you're saying, but
they'll
I
time
also
it down to how long they'll stand there and let the crowd laugh before they go into their next joke.
It's hard to listen. It's hard to listen to you because I have a boner looking at the Sade poster.
She's great, right? Yeah, you know who else got a boner? The dude behind you.
Dude, it is. I'll get
I can't stop looking at that fucking schlong the whole time we're talking.
So,
and I noticed you got Kiss. And not for nothing, Kiss.
Oh, they're two gayest bands, right? Like you.
No, Kiss is my favorite rock band. How about that?
Kiss has been my favorite band for, I don't know, 30 years.
My favorite rock band, but I'll keep it real. I'm very specific with Kiss. Up until they took off the makeup.
Yeah, they got one good album without the makeup.
I stopped listening. Once they took off the makeup, they just became every other band.
But here's the thing.
To me, the makeup was genius.
That one you're talking about, that's Sticky Fingers, right?
Yeah,
that's
Sticky Fingers. The zipper opened up on the album cover.
It's Mick Jagger's, it's Mick Jagger's cock. Mm-hmm. And it was the
album kudos cover. To you, Mick.
And so when
every dude that ever slept with him.
My garage.
That's a big cock.
I made my garage for the kids, so it has a pool table, a ping pong table, foosball table, right? And that way, like when they have friends over, they can.
You got ping pong at the house?
What's that?
You got ping pong at the house?
I got ping pong, pool, and foosball in my garage.
He's a baller.
And I got, you know, and so I got like a beer fridge and everything, but I put it here so the kids don't fuck the house up, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And when we have things, you know, when parties and shit, it gives them something to do. So I put that poster up, and like I'll have dads come over who don't know the Rolling Stones, and I think they think I'm gay. Because if you don't know what that is, it's just a picture of a guy's cock hanging on my wall.
Why does that sound like a new song about to come out by fucking?
So, I mean, look,
Shannon,
first, right? You know nothing about the Rolling Stones. You know nothing about Kiss.
It's just a picture of a cock hanging on my wall. But
you walk into my garage. You're some guy. You know nothing about anything. You're like, okay, he's got a picture of a bunch of grown men in makeup and a guy's cock. And I have a poster of the movie Roadhouse. This is a very gay garage.
Dude, you might be gay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it's funny because my son just dropped his car off, and in the back of my son's car hanging is a pair of G-strings with my face on it. And then he's got like this little pink heart shit that the race motherfuckers do.
Yeah.
And they got like this little thing that they all know about. So he goes, Dad, I just dropped in my car. It has a pink heart in the front, and in the back, the dude sees a pair of G-strings hanging with a dude's face on it. He goes, I'm pretty sure they think I'm gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Me and my brother, every time we walk in the village, I'm pretty sure they think we're gay. You know,
dude, okay.
He's a tall, slender, bald dude. I'm a short, bald dude.
I'll leave you guys with this story, right? Me and my father-in-law are pretty tight. He's only like 12, maybe 12 years. You're what? You're gonna be 52, right?
I'm about to be 52, man.
So I think he's 56, 57. And so me and him hang out all the time. We go on vacations with them. They're cool people. So you know the guy Everlast?
Yes. Everlast. Well, hold on. Everlast from
the rapper.
Jump Around. Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes. I am talking about rap this time. So he's a huge Everlast fan. So we go up to Brooklyn to see Everlast perform. There's like fucking 60 people in this entire place.
Okay.
And afterwards, I go to the bartender who's a fucking New York.
Real quick. You're going to see Everlast when he's doing the acoustic stuff?
Acoustic stuff.
Yes.
In acoustic stuff. He's not with House of Pain.
Yeah.
By himself. 60 people at this little place in like the factory area of Brooklyn, whatever that's called, right?
Oh.
And a hipster is working the bar. And my father-in-law is 6'6", good-looking guy, right? Big dude, fucking Amazonian. And so I go to the bartender. I said, hey, man, where's a cool spot afterwards to get a drink? New York hipster sees me coming a mile away. He fucking gets me. He goes, oh, down the block, take a right. Me and my father-in-law walk down, we go in, we get some drinks. We're feeling good already. Mm-hmm. I don't notice for about 15 minutes, it's a gay bar this kid's 7th. And dude, these gay guys, they loved my father-in-law. Here he is, 6'6", 200 pounds. You would have thought, Brad Pitt walked into the bar.
I do well with the gay men also.
Dude, you're a good-looking kid.
I don't.
And
it happened to me.
Older black women also.
Like maybe 3 months ago, me and my boy Mark were in Astoria. We're looking for trying to just buy something to drink, and we wasn't finding a store, nothing out by like where the factories are in Long Island City, and we see a bar on the corner, so we go in, and we're sitting there and we're having some drinks, and I look around. I tell my boy, yo, I think we're in a gay bar. And he's like, why do you think that? And I'm like, because there's nothing but dudes in here. I said, they're all healthy and good looking.
Yep.
I said, they're showing West Side Story on the TVs, and 2 of them are making out. And he goes, what? And he looks, and he goes, oh shit, you might be right. I mean, we stayed, and I'm not gonna lie, I left very offended. Not one dude offered to buy me a drink at all. And never have I ever gone to a gay bar where a dude offered to buy me a drink, ever. I do not do good in gay bars at all. See, nice to get offered a drink.
I'm too fat. I would be the bear who is going after a cub.
Oh, so you have to be the aggressor.
I'm not going to be hit on. I got to be the guy going after the youngin'. But I would come like Brian. I would come after you. That would be how it would.
And I would say no.
No, you wouldn't.
Maybe.
No, you wouldn't.
Maybe.
Solid maybe.
You never know. Well, dude, so we were in Key West, and Key West is super gay, and I had my whole family. My son was 18, and we're walking down the road, and a t-shirt shop had a t-shirt in the window that said, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. And he
got those all
screams
over
it.
here.
Dude, he screams it across the street. And I had to stop him, and I go, dude, this is a gay world down here.
Yeah.
You need to just relax.
It sounded like he was actually making an offer.
I go, you need to, well, he was like, look how funny that is. And I go, you just gotta, we're in gay world.
Yeah.
This is gay world.
Yeah,
and it's fun. And I took him to a gay bar and we had a blast. Key West was, it was fun. There's chickens running around in the bar, but he found out it was a gay bar because he went to the bathroom and there was a poster that said, tonight when you have sex, make sure that you wear a condom so you don't get AIDS.
Whoa.
And it was two guys hugging. And so he took a picture and I was like, okay, all right, there you go. Now, I didn't want to tell you, but we're in a gay bar.
You didn't even notice.
Didn't even know, because honestly, even when I was with my father-in-law, dude, they were friendly.
Yeah, the thing is, here's the thing, I don't care. At the end of the day,
I don't care either.
It's not something I looked for. It was something that as I was sitting there having my drink, I was just like, right off the bat, I was like, no sports on the TV. They were showing West Side Story, the original West Side Story, I might add.
If they want to bone my father-in-law, that means I'm going to get drinks faster. It's going to be.
That's what I would think.
Everything's better. Yeah. And it's clean, dude. Thing. I'll tell you what, man. That's the best. You want to sell real estate? Get gay neighbors. Dude, they clean up neighborhoods. They keep their houses immaculate.
Get gay neighbors. I got gay neighbors upstairs. I got a gay neighbor upstairs. The one next door to me died, but the one upstairs, his dog mauled me the other day. Pitbull.
Mauled you?
Pitbull. I didn't tell you? Mauled me, dude. He was coming out. Well, his boy was coming out with the dog of the elevator. And I'm about to go into the elevator, and the dog's on the other side of him. So the dude's between me and the dog, and the dog just ran around and snatched up my arm. It was like just shaking the fuck out. I could feel it like starting trying to grind where they make that lock. Oh. And I was just like, and this is how sad it is. I didn't even bug out. I was just like, yo, dude, get your fucking dog off my arm. And then he took the dog off. I looked at my jacket. The jacket that everyone be dissing. Not even a hole in the jacket, dog. It's a heavy fucking leather jacket. Not even a hole. Yeah. And I looked, I had like a little.
We do need to get you a new jacket, though, bro. Come on.
Well, that was my stepdad's jacket. That's why I wear it. Okay, it has sentimental value.
It's got the Kavorka.
Yeah, it's got the Kavorka. The truth is, if I wanted to, I could, clean it up and make it look brand new. Yeah, I've done it twice already, but now I kind of like the shit we've been through. I like the little scratches and all the marks, man. I put those there.
That's important.
I want to thank you, Scotty, for coming on the show. You can hear Scotty every morning, right? Or you don't do weekends?
Monday through Friday, 5:30 to 9, WXZL, that's in Atlantic City. Facebook is facebook.com/Jo Jo and Scotty.
There you go, man. Yo.
I'll tell you what. We love having you on, man. You're welcome anytime. Mondays are fun. We talk conspiracies.
Yeah, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thursdays. Yeah.
I felt very welcome, by the way, because it was the first time I showed up to do the show and the door was open. And I was able to walk in, and I said, they really wanted me to do the show today.
Yeah, see, and that means we like you, because that's dangerous. We have that homeless guy living in our
know,
building.
You got the dude shitting in the hallways and shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So it's dangerous.
They got a homeless dude that just keeps coming back, shitting all over the place. We should have spoke about that.
He lived in our building over Christmas break for 4 days.
That was nice of you guys to let him.
Welcome to Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Luckily he went to try dude. It's like hitting on 10 girls, and hopefully one of them it worked. He opened up the door thinking that it would be locked, and it opened. And you should have saw this guy. It's on surveillance. He looked like the woman with 25 whoppers. He was so happy that he was now in a warm building.
Yeah, man. Well, big up to him.
Yeah, big up to that guy.
Everyone, man.
The office was closed, so for a week he got to live there. Nobody bothered.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
If not for the shit in the halls, they wouldn't even have known he was there.
100%. Yeah.
Had he used the bathrooms, which were probably open too.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and he wore. So there was a woman who had some dresses, and he ended up wearing her dresses. That was the other thing.
Whoa.
He was naked a lot of the time, also.
That's a little odd.
Yeah.
Oh man. On that note, man, Scotty,
Brian,
Scotty,
man, nice to meet you.
You too, my friend. Thank you for doing our show.
Gary, thank you so much, man.
You know, I truly appreciate you for coming on, man. It was, I knew it was going to be dope, and it wound up being dope. It's one of our longest ones we ever did. I could talk to you all day. And I said it too. People are like, how you think it's going to be? I said, I already know Scotty. Scotty does radio. He's like me. We're just going to wind up talking mad shit, and it's going to be
I know, look, I know that the level is high. Tommy Chong, that's up there. So hopefully I got somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, listen, the truth of the matter is, I feel like what the dude who the owner of our second sponsors, the CBD, he said it best. He was like, I'm so happy to be on this show because you have such cool people on the show. And that's what it's about, man. If my exterminator is mad cool, I'll bring that motherfucker on and we'll kick it. You know what I'm saying?
It's about, man. It's about just having a good conversation.
I will see you tomorrow, and if you guys want to hear us, I go on in the morning with them. I'm on around like 7:45, right? That's what time
so you can go to your app store and type in WXZL, and you can get the radio station anywhere. We have our own app. You don't have to go to a third-party site. It's its own app. It sits there. WXZL.
And there you go. And I'm on every Monday with these brothers, man. It's a great show. And Thursdays, I'm on there with the boys from AC Jokes. And Brian, if you want to follow Brian, he is at Brian the Video Guy on
.com. Just launched the website, brianthevideoguy.com.
Nice. Check it out.
Yeah, we got
follow me on Gary G. Garcia.
On there. Yep.
On everything, man. Check out the special. You did not see me here tonight on YouTube. Every Monday, you can catch me midnight in Manhattan over at the Grizzly Pear doing the Not Quite Tuesday. And then I'm about to hit the road a little bit too. So you'll be catching me out in Long Island. I'll be doing Governors in June. And I got some things popping off. I think I'll be in Ohio soon. So.
And at your local Dunkin' Donuts, he takes his dick out.
Yeah. Well, not anymore. You missed that. You missed that opportunity.
You can hear about it on a past episode.
Yo, thanks for being on. And of course, guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate every single one of you, man. My heart just explodes every time someone tells me they check out the podcast. Brian, love you. Scotty, love you. Peace.
Love you.